So, yeah, I would like to touch briefly on an important topic, and then to go into presence and investigating this topic. Yeah, we talked last time, and I bring this up from time to time. You guys are somehow familiar, but in case some people are not. In the fourth way, Gurdjieff-Uspensky work, they were talking about some behaviors of our false personality, or some behaviors, some type of actions, or some type of behaviors that whenever we engage in those things, basically we are identified, we are asleep, we are unconscious, we are at a lower level. So in order to make it easier for us, the fourth way masters, they will point out these behaviors or those manifestations, that those will only happen if we are identified with some thought or a feeling, or with some program, as opposed to being more conscious, free, authentic. So one of these behaviors, or one of these manifestations, they call it the inner considering, which even the term implies that I am looking at the reality. Anyway, so inner considering is that being identified with what other people think of me. And this me is not me as the awareness, which is hearing these words, but me as me, the person, me, the ego. So inner considering is anything to do with identify with what other people think of me, like in a way that trying to avoid that they judge me, they disapprove of me, they don't like me, they think I don't belong. So trying to avoid negative judgments from people, or negative feedback, or negative perceptions, and trying to talk or look or appear or whatever in a certain way, so that they, them, you guys, they like me, and you approve of me, and you find me that I'm cool. So yeah, all of this dynamism, where we want the world to perceive me as in a certain ideal way. In the fourth way, they even had this term of, actually, as an imaginary picture of myself. We all have an imaginary picture of myself, that I actually, we do it ourselves first, like we are kind of pushing away aspects we don't want to see, push them in the shadow, and then we try to see myself as like great. Of course, this being said, some, with a strong deficiency story, that's not going to work. So even inside, I'm going to have this negative self-image. All right, so yeah, so we are trying to project this ideal imaginary picture. So this sense of me, which is not the real me, is liked, approved. People are not upset, recognized, adored, or at least not rejected. It's not anyway. So it's a lot of concern. It's a lot of fear. Fear, basically, it's fear underneath this inner considering. So in the fourth way, we were encouraged to observe this as we go about the day, basically to observe it, and to notice it like a certain kind of beast, like a creature, like a certain type of thing. So you start gradually, as you observe it more and more, you start to know when it comes, how it looks, how it smells, what kind of fur it has, the beast, the creature, the inner considering. And the instruction is to identify this in the moment, and try to observe where it is, observe ourselves, and remember yourself. So kind of tune into this, I'm the observer of this inner considering, and with more, to try to resist it, meaning to not go along with it. So if I catch myself in engaging in this, to just wake up, drop it, come back to the present, and try not to engage in that behavior. And then each time we get more familiar with this inner considering, and then each time it diminishes its power. Now, yeah, I think that's great to observe it in a moment, but also it is important to go, as Jesus would say, and pray in the closet, like investigate, investigate in the closet and unpack this inner considering in different aspects as inquiry before we go out there. So I like this combination of inquiry in the closet, investigating certain things, and as well to observe them as they happen in out there, So there might be a tendency in some of us who are doing a lot of KI that we restrict the work to, I'm doing processing, but then we still need to observe this out there. This is the fruits of our processing. We should observe this and bring some kind of investigation, portable investigation, as we are in the world. Yeah. All right. So with this, how about let's make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes.
Can I just ask a quick question? Sorry. When you said to stop yourself, where does it come in when you just are trying to allow everything just to be?
Yeah.
I guess there's different approaches, doing the same thing, but right. Anyway, okay.
No, I'm thinking about what you're saying. Yeah. Well, first of all, that statement, let everything be as it is, that is a good statement, but we don't really quite do it. Like even that, like some things are not really coming up, and then there's resistance and all of that. But okay, I agree with that statement, but let's say,
I guess if you have awareness, then you can let everything be as it is, and then you can resolve it because you're just allowing it to be, but only if you have awareness, I guess.
right, we allow it to be. So this allowing it to be, not resist it, is to not resist our experience, to try to get rid of it. Yeah. Now, let's say what I'm talking about, these kind of obstacles to awakening, there is something that, well, if we keep doing that, then nothing's going to happen. Like if we keep doing that, first of all, those behaviors only happen if we are asleep. They are a product of being in a lower state of consciousness. And yeah, so let's say, for instance, lying. So if I have an aim to be honest and impeccable with my word, if I catch myself lying, and if I use the pointer, well, let this be as it is, that's not the right pointer for the situation. I catch myself, oh wow, I'm just pulling the shit now. Or I'm in daydreaming, I'm checked out, driving on a highway, checked out, not like thinking, worrying about what will happen in the future, in the past. Using the pointer, allow everything to be as it is, that's not the right pointer, because it's not even useful. So it's like, try to wake up.
Right.
Yeah. So that more applies to let everything be as it is. It applies to, let's say, I think that's perfect pointer to if there is an emotion or a sensation or some sense of energy that we tend to resist. Yeah. And suppress and repress. Yeah, if I have, let's say, some ego pattern to be at, to be, I guess, considering I used to have this to be liked, and so that everybody thinks I'm special. So then I would be careful how I talk. So either to not talk much, so I'm interesting, or like be silent or afraid of not making a mistake, or I'm talking about me, telling people about me and sharing some cool stuff. Yeah. So now that will be considering happening. Sleep is happening, me trying to do all of these things. So if I'm lucky and something in me notice something has a bad taste, it's like, oh wow, what, this something is off, right? Oh, I'm now considering, I'm trying to get approval, I'm trying to be liked. Then that moment, that can be a crossroad where it can be like, okay, I just drop it now, and there's that we may have this option, like, because we see it and we know about it, we investigate it, we can just drop it right then and there. Sometimes we don't have this option. Sometimes we see we see it happening, but it's so strong, but I can't stop it, but I see it, that will lead to being able to stop it later. Yeah. All right, so